My hat! So here we have the front end. Now the goal is to remove the knuckles first, so we're going to start tearing this down. Now some of the stuff I'm not going to focus too much on, such as the bumpers, but for now. So I will start tearing this down. Now the first thing you're going to need is you're going to need to remove this hub right here. And one of the things that you will notice is there's a pin. So there's a pin, it's actually a pretty large pin. It might be, it's a little larger than 3 millimeters, it might be 3 millimeter. But you simply push that out. So I used my 2 millimeter driver and I pushed the pin out. Once you remove this pin, it should be greased up, but go ahead and clean it. And the reason why is black grease is generally used, and black grease is a good lubricant, but it does break down over time, actually over a short period of time, and it gunks up. So you do want to make sure that you clean that. And then you're going to be reapplying some more grease. Now, once you do this, this should just slide out. And let's see, is that shim or is that just dirty? Can't tell. No, it's part of the machining. So this is just dirty. Looked as if it were a shim, but it's not. So you will have this here. Now you can find these vehicles used. There's quite a lot of them out there still. But it depends on the price. If they're running, go for it. But if you have to fix them, that's where you may want to consider something else. But here we go. So this is a 6 millimeter Allen wrench. This is pretty large. I think the T-Max that I worked on previously, that one used same joints. It had a similar type of joints. I mean, these type of joints have been used for quite a while in RCs. But this is much larger. This is a 6 millimeter. I think the T-Max uses either a 5 millimeter or a 5.5. It may not seem like much, but if you consider a radius and circumference, that's quite a bit. But here we go. So we have this. Now, once you remove both of those nuts, you're going to need another Allen wrench. And the other Allen wrench is going to remove the ball stud inside, which is where everything swivels. So I'll take that little swivel out. And here is the bottom one. So this is something that you should consider doing just from a maintenance perspective. And the reason why is you do have to lubricate these parts and clean them. And this is stuck. That's fun. Oh, here. I'm just going to place it in here. I'll wiggle the Allen wrench. Hopefully, there we go. All right. Use the ball end. And there we go. So we have the other one that was originally the bottom. They're both the same size, so to be honest, it will not matter. I can clean these after. I will assemble this before doing the cleaning, just to show you, make the video short, just to show you the assembly and breakdown. So now we just need to remove the studs in here, those little ball studs, those little joints. And for that, you will be needing an Allen wrench. Now that is a smaller Allen wrench. I'm going to try a 4 millimeter. I think, no, it might be a 3, but I'll try a 4. It's not a 4. It'll be a 3. I do have a 3 millimeter driver. Let's try that one. Ah, it's a 3. So it's just a 3 millimeter driver that you need for that. And you're just going to twist off. That's it. So that will separate this from here. Now, one of the things to note is the spacers. Do not lose the spacers. Spacers are something that you can use to help with the camber So that's something you want to keep track of. Now, this one here has the same spacers, top, bottom, left, and right, and you should have the same left and right. Here we go. This is what the ball studs look like. They are just like ball studs that many other RCs use for the camber links. These are just massive because it's for suspension. So if you're used to 8-scale touring cars, 8-scale buggies, or if you have seen them, it's the same style. That's what we have here, and that one actually looks pretty clean. And by pretty clean, what I mean is the wear. There's no significant wear to worry about. If there were, then that would be a component to be considered replacing. Now, let's see, since I did mention 1.8 touring cars, I think HB Racing used to use the same setup, but I can't remember the size. They may be interchangeable, maybe not. So if there's certain vehicles that may be discontinued and you cannot find parts, well, there may be another vehicle out there that uses the same size. So you can still get parts, you just have to know what the size of the parts that you need replacing is. But that is it. So now we have removed this, and the bearings are pretty simple to remove. Again, there's a gap between the inner bearing and the outer bearing. You just go behind the outer bearing, pop it out, and the bearing should come out. And this is what we have. These are quite large bearings. All right, so we have this, that moves smoothly and freely. It's just superficial filth. I haven't asked my friend, but I'm sure he ran this in the baseball diamond, because some of the dirt is very similar to what that baseball diamond has. But yeah, let's see. And so the bearing, it's fine too. They're just dirty on the outside. These are shielded bearings. So like I said, thorough cleaning at another point, but that is it. So we have successfully removed this. Now in order to remove the link, the only thing that we have to do is just remove this screw, and there's a nut here, and that would be all. So, should be at 2mm. This would come out, this would slide out, the nut is in there. If you want to remove it, just go the other way or stick something there, pop it out. But I'm going to go ahead and place this in here. Now the link, something to keep in mind, see this wider side? That goes toward the bottom. That thinner side, that goes toward the top. So I'm going to go ahead and reinstall this and see with the screw I push the nut out. That's why you have to be careful not to drop it and lose parts. But here we go. Alright, so that is there. I will keep this together this way. And now we have this drive shaft right over here, and again, black grease. This does feel smooth. Can't feel any scratches that I have to worry about. There's the U-joint. That feels pretty smooth too. Alright, and this will slide out. So this is something that you will want to remove. This definitely needs some grease. I will go ahead and apply a little bit of grease just because I don't want to be moving this back and forth dry. Not that it'll make much difference, but you know, for now, later on, like I said, I will go through a more cleaning. Right. But that would be it. So the shaft, this is all you would do, and then you would just reinsert it in here. Just be careful with the boot. Sliding it in. All right. Now, don't worry if you have excess grease here. That will actually trap the dirt and keep it from going inside. But this is it. Now, in order to remove the arms, I am not going to remove this link. All you need to do is remove the screw and the link pops out. So I'm going to leave it there. But I am going to remove the hinge pins. Now, the hinge pins, they just slide in. That's all you do. So you can just try to slide them in by sticking your driver on one end. Or you can grab your pliers, but just on the end, and pull out. Now, these are pretty dry as well. But that would remove your lower arm. Here I have the hinge pin. They feel smooth, they just feel dry. That is it. Actually, just use up the grease in this little container. And this is from a team associated vehicle. I don't know why I greased this up now. But there it is. So you would just apply some grease and then you would insert that, and that's all you would do. Now, for the top arm, you actually have to remove a few more parts. And for the top arm, we're going to be removing this entire front end first. So this here, this just clips on to the bottom. So you can just go ahead and pull out, and that is it. Now here, I have these screws here, over here. Actually, I have these two top screws that will remove the bumper. But my goal isn't to remove the bumper, it's to remove the plate. And I want to see if I can remove this screw without removing the bumper. Hopefully. That would save me 2 screws. So let's see. Maybe, possibly. It appears I will be able to. Here we go. And the other two, maybe 2.5s. Because they are 2.5s. Alright, so the 4 outer screws are 2.5s. Go ahead and remove them. I'm not sure at this point if they are different lengths. Here we go. Well, that's quite a long one. Let's look at it. This one should be the same length. I don't see why it would vary left to right. Almost there. So again, if you are electing to use power tools, just drive these out slowly. You do not want to drive these out fast. And I'm just going through the hole here. So there's these little holes in the bumper that you would be able to see. That's where I stuck the driver in to remove these. Like I said, I'm not sure if there's a length difference, top and bottom, but we will find out. There it is. And they appear to be the same length, top, bottom. So if you mix them up, it won't matter. Let's see. So it's just a few, really just this one, and then the front plate should come out. Dun, dun, dun. There it is. All right, and now that I've removed those, I have missed something. See, I only see those, so this should be free now. Again, I don't really like prying things out, but that appears to be what is needed here. So you will need to pry this out. This is really tight fitting. So all of these key in here. That's what makes it tight. So just pry it out. Don't be afraid. Be fine. Unless you break something, then it won't be fine. So try not to break anything. Now for the arm, you can remove the rear component if you wish, or you can just grab your pliers and you can just pull on the pin. Now as you're pulling on the pin, just be careful. And the reason why is that aluminum red plate, well this one happens to be red, I believe they were all red, maybe not. I haven't seen very many. The top ones are shorter, so make sure you do not mix the top and the bottom pins. So you do have shorter pins on one side. But once you have this, then you can remove the top arm. And again, do not forget about the spacers. You do have some spacers. So that is it. That's how you remove the arms of a Nero. Thank you so much for watching.